You guys are just gonna have to live with how it is on YouTube. So if you go to my channel, you guys can watch it on YouTube too. Okay. All right, back to where we were. Okay. So Q's also didn't quite make a newer high either, so we could have a come down and test 425. So we could have a pullback day, especially with all the huge volume that came in um, to close Friday. All right. So that's SPY and Q. Now let's go through, see what some of the setups are going on. So the best setup that is going on around town, I guess you can say, is this Tesla setup. Um, we do have this bull flag or channel, whatever you want to call it, looking thing going on. We did get a close above the 21-day moving average here. I have picked up some swing contracts uh, into like the next 2 weeks. I wanted to come up and test these like 222.30 levels. 207 is where the gap is going to be filled from the earnings. But really like Tesla for the long side. I obviously gave myself a little bit more room um, for this to play out. And then if you go down to even a little bit smaller time frames, at some sort of triangle that was forming that I saw. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean it's broken out of this triangle also that was made a few days ago. It's breaking out of that. There is also another triangle forming again on this consolidation. And then people who usually play patterns, you guys know this is like an ascend, like a triangle that needs to be broken up to the upside, right? We have a strong move to the upside consolidation, and we can see the continuation into tomorrow. So that's another. So this is another. I'll look to play weeklies also on Tesla. If we get a close above 200 and close above 201, we could see a push up all the way up to 206, where the gap fill is from earnings. So I'll look to play that this week. So the market out. Instead, we're gonna make a green, and then the PT is gonna be boom. Alright. So let me take a screenshot of this. Depends on what kind of move I'm looking for. I'll go over that in 1 second. Let me just take this screenshot. Let me put it into my channel so people who aren't here can see. Okay, so depends on the move, right? So for example, my price target is around 220, right? So you just want to take like your previous move and see how fast did it like come down, right? So from all the way from this top of the channel to the bottom of the channel, it took about 25 R days or 39 days, right? So over a month. So if my price target is 220, which is half of that move, I'm going to give myself half a month to play it out, right? Obviously, there's going to be some consolidation and all that kind of good stuff. So you could give yourself 3 weeks just in case, but this is how I like to get it, right? So this move all the way down took about 40 days. So I'm going to give myself 20 days for at least halfway back point, right? Which is around 220s from all the way up to 263. That's how I give myself room. You guys can always go into your option change, go into like the longer periods of times. You guys can see which cons have like the most interest. So that's where you know smart money is being put into. So you guys can look into that way. Make sense? Daily high, daily. I barely look at the weekly. But if you look at the weekly, it looks good too, right? But I was looking. Usually when I'm looking at picking out stocks and all that, I'm looking at the daily and the hourly. So Tesla's gonna be on watch. Another good one that I've been watching is AMD. Same concept as Tesla. We've had this run up. It does scare me a little bit because we couldn't really. I mean, we broke out of this triangle, but we kind of are coming and testing back that trend line. We also failed. You want to look? We also failed to make a new high on this. So if we're looking at, so we made a high, low, and then we didn't make a new high over here, and now we're pretty much in a consolidation zone. We did break out of this triangle. Didn't really hold it, and now it's testing back again. If it does not hold this trend line and we do break it to the downside, this play will be invalidated. But for now, if it can hold this trend line and we see a little push back to the upside, this could be a good play for like a little swinger. But these semiconductors are starting to cool. Anything to do with any AI chip and all that is starting to cool down. As you guys saw with SMCI, almost $200 to the downside. Where's the YouTube link? Just go onto my channel, Amar of Trades. Go to lives, you'll see it over there. Yeah, Nvidia does report Wednesday, so that'll be interesting. I do think it is time for Nvidia to come back down. I've been reading up on news, and I think there's going to be more supply than demand for AI, or for Nvidia chips. And if that's the case, we will have a little pullback on Nvidia. I'm liking, yeah, it's bound to come back down. So if we take our fibs, it needs to come back. I'm looking at 640 before I start playing it to the long side. So after Wednesday, I'll look to see what Nvidia will do. But until then, we'll let Nvidia run tomorrow and do its thing Wednesday, and then we'll look at it Thursday and what kind of move it gets. Another healthcare. If we go on to healthcare, XLV, which is the ETF of healthcare, as you guys can see, healthcare has been in this consolidation zone for a while, and it's finally breaking out. All right, so we might get some money flowing into healthcare. This is more of like picking up. I wouldn't say individuals healthcare stocks are going to see much of it, but we could see XLV, which is an ETF healthcare or sector. We could see a push up to the 150 mark, test that big number. But for now, I'll keep an eye on healthcare also. We might see some money rotating into healthcare away from the chip sector. So that's another one I've been looking at. All right, let's just go over some other plays. So BA, if we go down to the daily, not the monthly, BA, I do like it more to the downside. Again, same pattern, but the opposite direction. We've had this crazy move to the downside. I know a lot of people have been saying BA is a good opportunity to invest right now, especially after this huge down sell-off after their door fell off. If it can hold its position here, it has supported itself over here for a while now. So if you don't break below 200 and actually hold below 200, we could see it bounce back up. But for now, it could go either direction. I'm waiting for it to come down and test the 200 level. Um, but let's see. Dollar General, I mean, don't really play Dollar General, but it is in that gap fill that needs to be filled all the way to 152. Don't really care for it. I mean, we did get a huge volume on Friday, so we could see Dollar General actually push tomorrow. We'll see if we play Dollar General. Their volume on their option is very, very low. So let's see. Keep an eye on it. Let's see if we can, get to above 143 or anything like that. Waste management, don't really see it. Too low volume for me. RTX, nothing really there for me. DKNG, man, I closed my shares early on DKNG, but I like the whole gambling sector right now. I think we could see DKNG into that $60-70 mark pretty soon. But as far as playing options on it, it doesn't really intrigue me right now. Fast doesn't really do anything for me. Visa, nothing popping out to me. STZ, oh, the ask and bid are way far apart on that. Well, we're gonna ignore that. Walmart, let's see. Not really doing anything for me right now. Walmart, it is trying to break this previous high. Hasn't really closed above that point. Maybe if we do get close above 171, 72, we could look to play it to the long side, but for now, it's just consolidating, going sideways. McDonald's, if we can break this downtrend, we could see it push up, but for now, yeah, volume is rolling in. I would like McDonald's to break this 293, so above 294, I would play McDonald's to the upside. Can you do TA on coin? Yeah, I can. Oh, it's doing a stock split on the 26th, huh? Alright, nice. So that news probably is already played into them. Okay, Juan, what about Intuitive Surgical? Intuitive Surgical. I have no idea. Sorry. Sorry, Juan. Okay, let's look at coin. So, coin had earnings. Looks like they beat earnings. But we do have a sell-off. So if we're looking at just that TA and not any of the numbers, we do have this area of resistance on coin, which it did try to break after its earnings. It didn't really do much. Also, this is massive volume that came in even after earnings to the downside. So I do see coins running more to the downside. And the one thing I love to play is the 9-day test, 9-day moving average test, right? Every time the stock is away from the 9-day moving average, which is this line, the darker blue line for me, it comes back and tests it, right? Way far apart, came back and tested it, right? Way far apart, came back and tested it. And right now it's very overextended. So I actually do like coin, but to the downside. Like maybe get this gap fill as our first PT, 173. Yeah, I like it. Okay, a little breezy. I like. No, I like that the test of the 9-day. You can pretty much do that with everything, right? And I'll show you for an example. Even if you go on SPY, um, right? Every time it gets a little bit overextended from the 9-day, it comes back and tests it, right? Every time it goes, extends it, comes back and tests it. Let's take another one example, right? Um, or whatever, Nike, right? All the way down here, comes back and test it. All the way up there, came back and tested it. Price usually likes to trade around the 8-day, 9-day moving average. So if they're overextended from it, they will come back. Not every time, obviously you can't say 100% of the time, but most of the times prices come back and test the 9-day moving averages. So with coin being so far away, I do like it. I do like it to the downside. Oh, for Breezy, thanks for putting me on here. This will be on watch for tomorrow also. So if we do, I will end up play to the downside. First PT on there is 172, and then the next PT would be all the way down to 161. And that is a lot of volume that came in. Bitcoin is above 51, but yeah. Alright, so another one I can put down. Yeah. That's what I'm looking at right now. Yep. Let me just take a screenshot real quick, guys. UNH, looking good for calls. Oh, yeah. UNH. UNH. What is this? United Health Group. Well, like I said, what did I say earlier? Yes, healthcare might get a little pump, so this could be a beneficial sign for UNH. But if we're going out just off of technicals, yeah, the 9-day is looking to curl above the 21-day moving average, which is a bullish sign. Right now, I mean, I wouldn't really touch United Health, especially if I'm playing options, until we can get above the previous high, which is 527. I don't know. It doesn't look too appealing to me. It's been consolidating to the sideways. Until we can get out of this, until we can close above this, I don't really like it. So above 527, yes, it looks good to the upside. Yes, 9-day and 21-day moving averages is curling, but I don't really see much volume behind this. It's actually below average volume. So until volume can pick up, I don't really see United Health moving much. S&P, yes. Okay. I'm gonna fade it down to like maybe a 4-hour. Does it give us much? Yeah. If it stays like this, it's gonna fill the gap to the downside. This also doesn't. I mean, I don't know if you guys are asking for options or just buying shares into this company, but this also doesn't look good. It also doesn't look good for either direction. There's no clear direction for me here on SNPS. If it can break the trend line to the upside, so above 560, you can look for the upside. But for now, it's just kind of like, don't know which way it's gonna go type of. Earning on Wednesday? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch anything that has earnings. Plus, I don't know what the company might watch. So I would wait until earnings to see what kind of move it has. Maybe give it until next week. It is a shorter week before playing SNPS. Halo? Halo the game? I mean, I can't really say much about shares, because I don't know anything about Halo. Um, I'll let you know my TA for options, but as for shares, I mean, not much you can do for technical analysis for shares. At least I don't like doing it. I like looking more into the numbers before getting in. First, I mean, along with technical analysis, I don't really know about Halo, so I can't really say. But as far as playing this, it has earnings, so again, wait for earnings. I wouldn't really say much right now. After earnings, you could look to play it either to the upside or downside depending on what kind of earnings you get and what kind of movement you get. For now, it's just don't care for this too. Doesn't look good, right? We don't want to be greedy, right? Just because it has earnings, let's play to the upside or downside. If the play isn't there, why force it, right? And right now, this doesn't give me anything, right? It's just sideways. Right? Just sideways. And as far as shares, I can't really say much about shares. I don't know about the company UPS. Just the average volume for the. So it just takes account into like all the volume and averages it out. So you just double click it and turn on the moving average. Oh, UPS, UPS, UPS. UPS. I mean, if it closes above 150, I like it to the upside for that gap fill all the way up to 156. The 9-day and the 21-day are further apart from each other, so it's not looking to curl just yet. Volume did roll around, but I think that's because of dividends. So I like UPS above 150 to the upside. Until then, I wouldn't really touch it. And Chewy. Right, I'm gonna try to get through these faster now. Chewy, nice solid base that we're sitting on right here. If you, I mean NFA, but if you want to take the gamble and get some calls, because this is, I would say, like a sixth bottom right now. Because last time it kind of stayed here, you did have a pop to the upside, and it's just doing the same thing right now. So I mean, you could get in shares or options long term. Below 1640 would be your stop loss. A close below 1640, and then your price target is gonna be like in $20 range. So that's Chewy right there for you. Got disconnected for a minute. Did you go over? I did not go over Institute Surgical, but I can look into it. What's the ticker? ISRG. Again, I don't know if you're looking to buy shares or play options, but if you're looking to play options, again, doesn't really appeal to me right now. If it makes a new low, 1640, I said. So $16, Edward. That's what I would make my stop loss. Yeah, I don't know much about ISRG, but if you're looking to play options, it did have a newer high. It did break these levels over here. Has closed above it. So this is an indecisive candle that formed on the daily. It did have a lot of volume for being just indecisive, so we could see it either to go on the upside or downside. Doesn't really much tell me. I mean, I'll look further in, maybe like a week. Weekly, I mean, if you're going to be buying long, like a month out or something, it looks good to the upside. For options, it's like an ascending triangle that's been formed, right? And it's broken out of that triangle and it's held above that. It came back and tested it. So you could see a push, and for PT, extinctions on, you could make about like 420 PT or even 460 if you're feeling a little, if you're going long time out. But yeah, if you're looking at like the weekly, it does look good to the upside. But again, this is a weekly chart, so if you do play, give yourself enough time. But if it comes back in below, if it comes back and closes below that 363, I would look to cut if you're into like some options or something. It's one of my past best. Well, yeah, I mean, looks like it's been doing really well. I feel like this is just gonna go up if it's holding for a long time. Over 5 years. That's nice. And let's just quickly look over some of the bigger guys and see what they're doing. Apple. Let's see if Apple will hold this area of support, right? Let's look at another bad boy, Amazon. Amazon has just been consolidating in this area, so not doing much for me. Google. It's been on a sell-off. Every time we did have a sell-off, it did suck back up, but not on Friday, right? The sellers pretty much took over, so we could see Google sell off a little bit more. We already talked about Nvidia. Let's look at Meta. Meta, I think, just looks strong for the upside. I don't see any pullback coming anytime soon for Meta. It just hasn't given like a candle that shows me that it's coming back down. It's been holding this 9-day moving average pretty well, right? Came back, tested it. So as long as it stays above that 9-day moving average, I don't think it's going to come down anytime soon. Plus, they have dividend coming up soon, so maybe after dividend, we'll see a little nice pullback to the downside. But for now, I think Meta will stay above that 460 level. Ulta, another slow volume. Ulta is meh. Isn't really giving me anything. It's been a slow grind to the upside, yeah. Maybe if you're going down lower time frame, it might give us something, but no, it's just kind of just stuck there. I don't really like Ulta. This would have been a nice move, right? Break of that trend, break of that trend, right? Maybe we'll get another slow move to the downside, make another bull flag before going up, but for now it's just gonna meh. I'm not touching it because it's not showing me anything right now. NFA, of course, NFA. Everything is NFA. I see a little head and shoulders, but recently hitting all-time lows. Hard to say much. Yeah, I mean, one thing you guys have to learn about patterns is they're subjective, right? Because one time frame is going to be something, and the other time frame is going to be another thing, right? Yes, they work, but not everyone will see what you're seeing. It is a shorter week, so for our main plays, other than SPY SPX Qs, is Tesla, right? Um, Gonna be playing it for this week. I have swingers into next month. Again, the reason why is we have this triangle. If it breaks above that, if we get above $202, we have a nice. We'll play nice all the way up to 206. And then the other one is one from you guys. I forgot who said it, but coin. I can coin to the downside. It has a lot of gaps that need to be filled. So those two we'll be focusing on, other than SpyQ and SPX. Alright, guys. If this helped, and you guys want to do this weekly, like maybe Sunday nights before market open, um, awesome. All right, yeah. Uh, mm, do it. Okay. Then I just want you guys to type in here, do it. I want to see how many people are interested. I don't want just 3 people. All right. Okay. Do it. All right. We'll make it a weekly thing every Sunday before the market. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining in. Um, let's make money again tomorrow. Love you guys. Let's have another great week. Any questions, feel free to tag me or DM me. All right, have a good night, guys. Let's kill it tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye. Thanks.